In this video, we're learning about maintaining biodiversity. So we'll cover what conservation is and the reasons for maintaining biodiversity, including economic reasons, ecological and environmental reasons, but also aesthetic and ethical reasons as well. Let's begin with what conservation is. The term conservation refers to the sustainable management of Earth's natural resources and ecosystems. It's about finding the balance between meeting human needs whilst also protecting the environment for the future. Unlike preservation, which aims to protect nature from human influence and keep it completely untouched, conservation recognizes that sometimes humans need to actively manage our interaction with the environment. This involves several key strategies. First, there's habitat restoration, where we repair damaged ecosystems to support native species. We've got wildlife protection laws that help prevent things like the hunting or trading of endangered species. And finally, we also use controlled land use planning, and that covers things like designating certain areas as protected while allowing sustainable development in others. Next, let's run over some of the key reasons for maintaining biodiversity. And these can be grouped into three main categories: economic reasons, ecological and environmental reasons, and then aesthetic and ethical reasons. If we begin with economic reasons, the word economic basically refers to anything regarding money, trade, and profits. And there are several economic benefits that come from maintaining biodiversity. First, many medicines are derived from plants and animals, and there could be loads more waiting to be discovered in species we haven't fully studied yet. Second, ecotourism is another major benefit, because when people visit biodiverse areas like rainforests and coral reefs, these tourists bring income to local communities and national economies. Biodiversity also provides us with raw materials like timber for construction, natural fibers for fabrics, and latex for rubber products as well. Fourth, a biodiverse ecosystem can even contribute to renewable energy sources, as biomass from various plants can be used for fuel. And fifth, biodiversity also produces a few economic benefits for agriculture and food production. For example here, it increases genetic resources for crop breeding. It provides natural protection against diseases and pests because there's more diversity in the gene pool. And it also supports diverse pollinators that many plants rely on to reproduce. Taken together, this all means that farmers have higher yields and people have more food to eat, improving the economic output of our agricultural systems. So now let's cover the ecological and environmental reasons for conserving biodiversity. In ecosystems, every species is connected through complex food webs. Each species plays a specific role, and removing just one species can cause a cascade of effects throughout the ecosystem as a whole. In our example here, if the population of mice declines, then that would have a knock-on effect on both the snakes and the owls. And to further the point, some species, known as keystone species, have a disproportionately larger effect on their ecosystem than you might expect based on their numbers alone. For instance, bees are keystone species because they pollinate so many different plants. If they were to become extinct, so would the plants that depend on them, and all the organisms that depend on those plants would then be at risk as well. Biodiversity is also vital for nutrient cycling. Decomposers like fungi and bacteria break down dead material, which releases the nutrients contained within those dead organisms, and then makes them available for other organisms to consume. Diverse ecosystems also provide important environmental services. For instance, ecosystems like forests and peat bogs absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, helping to mitigate climate change, and wetlands filter water and help reduce flooding. It's worth noting that conservation sometimes involves managing succession. And remember, succession is just the process by which ecosystems naturally develop over time. The final stage of succession is called a climax community, and is often less biodiverse than earlier communities in the succession process. That's why we sometimes prevent or manage succession to keep an ecosystem at earlier stages that support a wider range of species. We do this using techniques like controlled burning of vegetation, removing saplings, or allowing controlled grazing by livestock or mowing to keep certain plant species in check. To finish up, let's look at the aesthetic and ethical reasons for conserving biodiversity. From an aesthetic perspective, biodiversity is a source of inspiration for arts and culture. Think about how many paintings, photographs, songs, books, and poems have been inspired by the natural world. This might not have happened in a less biodiverse Earth. There are also important mental health and well-being benefits that come from spending time in nature and appreciating its aesthetic value. Research shows that access to natural environments can actually reduce stress and improve our overall mental health. And finally, there are also ethical considerations to take into account. Many people believe we have a moral responsibility to protect other species and preserve the planet for future generations. This isn't just about what nature can do for us. It's about recognizing the intrinsic value of other living things and that they have just as much of a right to exist as we do.
If you haven't heard yet, you can find all of our videos on our website, cognito.org. You'll also find questions, flashcards, exam-style questions, and past papers. And we track all of your progress so that you always know what to study next. So sign up for free by clicking here, or browse our playlist here on YouTube.